Hello, this is Alexius, and welcome back to Automation Monza Motors in Farunia, where we're trying to indebt our company once more. The Patatine should be out shortly. That'll eliminate a huge cost for us and hopefully bring us some good income. And then we have the Secchio set for February 1971 update, and the Pollo Grigliato for an even shorter update. I think because I forgot to do the trim for the car itself, I just updated the engine, hence why the engine is taking a little bit longer. And then as soon as we finish that, I want to get the Pepita in there. Actually, I may do all of them again, as they keep forgetting to add gas. I can now add Gasmea. In fact, why don't we just do that right off the bat? Go poke the Pepita, especially as she's our best producer. Still overutilizing the factory, which is why I might want to wait to see how these two float. Or I could just make it more expensive. Yeah, I can do that. I was going to expand the factory. So we do have them involved in 4 of the markets. We'll add our trim, which this will make it a 1970s version. Then edit the engine project. New facelift for the 70s version. Edit the engine first. And we are looking. Oh, yeah, we went all forged. Which we really don't need to. Such a simple engine, we might as well. Good on emissions, not that we have emission standards yet. With the hyperuretic cast, so forged is okay. Do have fuel injection now, but we're the basic mechanical. Not too concerned about that. Should switch it over to regular gas. Those restrictions will be coming soon. Then we can bring down the compression slightly. Still end up with the amount of horsepower we had before. Pump up the ignition timing. There's our warning sign. And then do our usual balance. Yeah, that's no good. I doubt that advancing the timing would be beneficial either. We lose that fuel efficiency in the lower end for almost no gain. Now we could up the not quality RPM limit. Not much sacrifice in reliability. We're getting a little bit of overdrive out of it. And just like last episode, I'm looking at the performance index for how much overdrive to put in. And our peaks at the 4800 RPMs. Doesn't hurt our reliability much. And there's the engine. Alright, we'll head back to the van itself. I anticipate very few changes. Move back to a 2-gear automatic. Wow, that was right in a sweet spot. No anticipation of a differential. Looks like the radial will be a good option. Keep the long life compound though. Really, a smaller diameter? Okay, it works. This has gotta look silly. I've actually seen vehicles like this driving on the road. It looks absurd. As absurd in real life as it does in game. How narrow are those? Yeah, we can afford to widen those tires. And then we can increase the diameter. Alright, 162.8. Yeah, we'll revert. We'll stick with 120s. Now we have the question of discs or drums. I'm going to stick with the drums for now. Ooh, front and back. Looks like the market will appreciate having the solid discs by just a little bit, but I'm not going to bother. Nothing to do in aerodynamics. Seats should be 2, not 1 or 3. No desire for any amenities. Power steering is not desirable. Upgrade the safety, that'll put us above 22. And they'll want robust suspension. Right, we get no camber. Soften up the suspension a little bit, looks like. With the hair on the front. Probably because it gets us the drivability. Everything else seems to be fairly well balanced. 1790 pounds. New suspension seems to be able to handle lower ride height now. Down to the minimum. Excellent. Wow. I forgot the front end I'd put on that thing. There we go. Question becomes, do we want to build more of them? Oh wow, the tune quality is awful. I think that was because of the costs involved. Oh yeah, that's going to be a lot of money. Then we don't have quite as many engines. Let's put it back up to normal. And we'll see where the engines lie. So that's 8,800. If we check the engines. Yeah, and that's part of the reason. We only make 7,600 engines, and we need a larger plot if we're going to make more. I'm not going to invest in that right now. That's 18 months. Or 3 years. We push to 4 years. We focus on tooling. We can get up to 8,600. If we go for 5 years, we actually make 9,500 of the engines. 5 years of engineering, though. And $20 million just on it. And that gets us about the same. There we go. Add a little reliability. And make it a little more expensive. We'll be going from 38. Margin actually goes down. That doesn't make sense. Oh well, we're looking at a higher price. What we want. There we go. Alright, let's get time moving. No new text coming out for a little while. We'll see how the patatine floats. Oh, good sales on that. Now the Secchio. Zero taxes. We've been losing money. We'll be getting a two-way exhaust system and premium 8 tracks here shortly. And the Secchio making good money. Excellent. Let's climb back out of this hole. And let's take a look. Sales wise, we can do more light delivery. We can do more commuter. Secchio's in the family category, doing well. Archana is still building up. Or Deluha. At Vezia, still building up. And Gosmea, we're not in yet. Yeah, and they're building familiarity in the markets. Dealership wise, we could afford to push the Fruinia market a bit. Hmm, 33%. We should let it build up naturally a little bit more. And there's the taxes. We're actually earning money, not counting for the bank loans, which is why we're still going down slightly. Alright, we're seeing bans on leaded fuel. We got our two-way and 8-track. Nothing this next year. I think we are gonna wait. There we are. Some of the bank loans are expiring now. There's our short factory build out. Ooh, Rio Grigliato not doing so well. Light sport. We're expanding in Deluha and Archana. Contracting in Fruinia. Not selling it in the light sport category at all. Oh yeah, it's just not competitive anymore. A little bit of an old body type. We may have to just shut down the Pollo Grigliato and retool those factories for a newer car. Gonna get a standard 8-track availability here shortly. Alright, and the Pepita is about to go into final build out for their factory. You'll see the new higher price and more production. Yeah, a lot of money in that. $16 million, that's almost right back where it was. We are going to go ahead and we're going to discontinue the Pollo Grigliato. Yeah. We're just not earning money on that. do want to make up this loss. Geez, 125. Go one more year. Get single point EFI, 3-piston brakes. Not that either of those should be important. Okay. Things are looking good in 1976. Green across the board, even though we're getting rid of the Pollo Grigliato here shortly. I think what we want to do is do a refit for the Patatine. Meter wise, we could afford to be producing more. From the looks of it. Pondering that one some. Factory's maxed out. So we will go ahead and add the new facelift. New facelift for the engine. Edit the engine. We are using the forged. We have a forge works for this already if we want to lighten up the engine some. Continue without. The octane is down to a reasonable level, so we can switch to regular fuel now. Keep it as a single barrel eco. Make it as dirt cheap as possible. No changes to the exhaust system. A little bit of constriction, which is perfect. Loudness is 63 decibels. Go for higher compression ratio. We're looking at a lot of loss of performance. Lower compression ratio. We lose just a little bit there, but it looks torque curve is looking good all across the board except for that little bit of the bottom zone. Saying we take a hit on the fuel efficiency, but so much of an improvement as far as I can see. We'll do that. It's 46 horsepower. Sounds beautiful. Do we have room for expansion? We do. I'm going to spend a little bit of money to get 6,600 units. It'll cost us a pretty penny. Then we're looking at 34 months for engineering. We target 4, we need to do 3, less than 4 years. Do 46 months and change. We'll just throw a little bit of money at it. Money and pressure. That way we can bump up the reliability. Seems more reasonable. A little bit of the process. Actually, we'll leave it at 50. Save a few dollars. There we go. 46 months. Can we do the same? Yes, we can. Pump up on this end. Cost us a little bit more than the engine. Less of a need. We can get that to 80 as well. We'll be spending money to do that though. Yeah, a little too much. $48 million. Really not that bad. Bump up the price a bit. Then we'll go back. Oh, wrong button. Need to open up a couple dealerships here in Gasmea. Spend $1 million a month. Pepita is still maxing out. Should have done that sooner. So I will do a facelift for the Pepita. Twice in one episode. 12,000 engines. Bump up the automation and the tooling some. So we're up above 12,000 now. $12,500. If we can get that reliability like we are with the other car. 30 months. I like it. I did not change anything about that engine, did I? Which may be how we work it. We are using regular fuel. That's the biggest concern. Now we just need to utilize the extras that we've learned. to eke out the most performance we can. And I think we'll go ahead and leave it. Keep the RPMs the same. Just a little bit of an improvement. Actually, that should be a 51 now as well. And we can go mess with the trim itself. And now they really want the extra gears again. I find it funny that this goes back and forth as far as desirability in the market. $187 was where we were at. We'll go about there. Wheel-wise, slim down the diameter just a hair. Tone down the brake pads. Yeah, no reason to bump it up. Do 180s. No need for interior. Power steering isn't going to be desirable. A little bit more safety is desirable. Not going to want any of the others, and maybe stiffen up the rear sway bar just a hair. Alright, there we go. Quick and easy. Now I want to see if we can get up to 12,500. Bump up the tooling and the automation a bit. Ooh, man. We're already doing a lot on this one. Alright, that might be the next factory then. Which is significantly more expensive. Allows us to come down quite a bit. Throwing a little bit more reliability. 12,500. Throw a little money and pressure on the team. Just keep eking that up until we get under 3 years. Bump up the price just a hair. We are building a lot more. Not need to. Forecaster says we should be fine where we're at, but I'm going to bump it up anyways. Oh, the engine was 30 months. There we go. $30 months. Alright, let's see how much the Pollo Grigliato does with a little bit of Gasmea involved. And we'll wait for these build outs to occur. Okay, the Pollo Grigliato is actually selling. Let's get the factory restarted. Making a fair amount of money, but we're going to be taking off our two most productive car lines here shortly. $30 million. Ooh. Getting premium fuels, three-way exhaust, basic 70s safety. What hit the patatine? Ah, leaded fuel ban. We're not quite to that point yet. Because we'll hit it there. With the leaded fuel ban, I kinda need to stretch this loan out. Get a couple billion. And we'll do refits for the Secchio. $78. And their engine. Need to change the engine. Got them on regular already, which is good. Forged, no changes. Throw in a little bit more compression. Intakes are still well within. Exhaust. That's a lot of fuel efficiency to sacrifice. Bump up the timing, and now we'll test it. Tard the timing, and we're looking at too much of a hit. And it's got the low end band. That might actually be worth it considering keep it at the same horsepower, we're just making it more efficient. See what happens if we get a little bit more even. Yeah, but that's sacrificing more power. And if we go the other way, we advance the timing. Yeah, that's garbage. So we'll go with an 8:1 compression ratio. Start the timing slightly. Take that benefit to the fuel efficiency. Do they need the muffler? Huh, not anymore. It was constricting the exhaust, boosting the fuel efficiency, but I think with the advancements it's working out a bit better now. Throw in a little bit more automation and tooling on this one as well. Can't afford to build a bigger factory. What does that look like? 4,800? Bring that up to 5,000. We can up the reliability a little bit. 100 is a bit excessive. Throw a little money and pressure on the team. We're almost under 2 years. There we go, with 5,000 engines being produced. We go to the car. Front wheel drive. Hold on, this is the family. You do want the extra gear. So right there, right at the end of that gear. No differential, radial, medium compound. Boost the tire width and the diameter some. That does not want to come back. Come back to you. Slightly underbraked for the front, overbraked in the rear. No changes to aerodynamics. Standard seating would be desirable. Basic radio. Basic 8-track. It's hurting the affordability. But we're trying to stay competitive here. Power steering is definitely desirable. Wow. Safety's hurting. Advanced 60s. Gas monotube? Yeah, I figured. There we go. Got it under control again. Alright, I can get behind that. How many engines were we making again? 4,800? $5,000 even. Where are we at on the factory? Increase the size of that one as well then. Bump up its automation and quality slightly. Bring the cooling up. Trying to get to 5,000. Bump up the reliability. Ooh, already lots of pressure. Alright, 80 months to engineer that. Good grief. And that's if we spend a lot of money on it. Well, might as well max out the reliability. And drop this all the way down. Anything we can do with this factory to improve things? I don't think so. I'm gonna keep the price the same on this one. And then the Pollo Grigliato, we need to do a refit on them as well. Well, we don't need to. We're already selling. Edit the engine project, new facelift, 78. Already looking, keep doing that. $78. Got the bottom end. Fuel system, we're already using a regular. We can keep the carburetor, or we can switch to a single point EFI. Electronic fuel injection. I think we're going to keep the carburetor for now. Well, they really like having more overdrive. Expand the exhaust slightly. Add a second muffler. No need for the catalytic converter yet. Ooh, we have turbochargers now. Oh, we can have fun with that. Alright, tweaking the compression. No joy advancing the timing. Or sorry, retarding the timing. Yeah, that's hurting us. Hold the engine. Advancing the timing. Really not helping us. Like, you get a little bit of a burble there. At 5,600 RPMs, but a little bit more of a burble, but we're sacrificing all of this low end for it. Alrighty. So I think this is finalized. Now we'll go to the factory. I'm making 500 of these engines. Bump up the reliability to 80. Actually won't adjust the tooling. We'll keep it at 500. Right there. And we'll see about 5 years, maybe. $50 months. Almost 4 years. And then for the car itself, and a few improvements. We want light sport if possible, but I don't think that's a market we can really hit anymore. Keep an eye on the track and sports. $45. Looking at something right about there. Sports compound. What are these tires looking like? Definitely big tires. Go to larger rim. Significantly larger. Wider tires. Stick to 180s. Reduce the diameter. Yeah, I think we're going to stay to 16s. And go to a magnesium rim. And go to an alloy rim. Alloy will be the lightest weight. Vented discs. Front and back. Tone down the pad type. Tone down the pad type a lot. Keep it at 50. Boost the front brakes. Can't do anything for the back. Cladding makes the car heavier. Not what I'm trying to do. Ooh, a single seater. I had not considered that. Makes it almost a track car now. Power steering, not really looking for that. Do need to boost the safety. Or maybe not. We will. Boost to the next level. I don't think they're looking for any fancy suspension. Gas monotube, okay. Get the sportiness dialed in first. Then we'll tweak the suspension. But yeah, they definitely want a stiffer suspension. Front, not back. Ooh, 2.2 even. That pleases me. Balance the dampeners. Stiffer rear sway bar. We're already bottomed out for the ride height. It's actually competitive again. Turns a 2.5 minutes on the track. I think that's a success. I'm getting worried about it. We're making 500 or 600 engines. I believe it's 500. 500. No, I don't want to edit the trim anymore. Mess with the factory. Ooh. And the factory. Up to 70. Might be going back and toning down the engines. Oh, 1200. Why is that so far off? Oh, I was reading the wrong thing. Bump up the reliability to max. Only need about 500. We downsized the factory. What does that look like? Not unreasonable. About how long it takes to 48 months. I think we'll just underutilize the factory some, and that's fine. $48 months. Let's bump that up. Just to see if the process slider is actually doing something counterintuitive. Do have it set pretty expensive. That'll improve desirability a bit. Looking at the numbers up here. Not quite getting to where I want them. We'll go with the average price. Actually, we'll discount it slightly. There we go. There is the Pollo Grigliato refit. So we're going to be spending a lot of money, but we're spacing out all those costs. I think that works well. This episode's run on long enough as is. Certainly spent a lot on it. Got distracted. Marketing, I think we're good. And yeah, I think that's it. I thank you for staying to the end. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think below. And I will see you next time. Take care.